It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report.
Hey everybody, take a look around. Just in time for the upcoming holiday season, a major ice and snowstorm swept across our southwest region this past weekend and the first part of the week, shutting down all of the fishing, bringing in some of the coldest temperatures of the season, and that is just in time for what's coming up in the next half hour. Hi everybody, welcome to your Southwest Outdoors Report. This is the final episode of the 2013 season, and it's our traditional year-in review episode. Over the next few minutes, we're going to be taking a look back at some of our travels, some of our adventures, some great fishing, and some of the biggest fish we've caught around Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And in the meantime, we're going to be sending you around those same 4 states for our final fishing reports of the season and a little sign-off from each of our 4 expert insider reporters here on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Glad you're along for the ride. Let's get this thing started back at the SSN studios, and here is Julie with your weekend planner.
It looks like Sunday will offer the best fishing conditions over the weekend, with the peak daylight action beginning around 8:30 in the morning. Expect the sun to rise at 7:22 and set at 5:22. And we're approaching a full moon, so expect evenings to be very well lit. We'll be right back with all the current freshwater and coastal fishing information from around our region. Plus, Kevin Van Dam joins us on the Whataburger Ask the Pro.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Jean LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By Motor Guide Trolling Motors, engineered for anglers. And by Nitro Performance Bass Boats, pure performance.
Welcome back everybody to the last episode of our big 2013 season here on the show, taking a look back at some of our highlights. Coming up right now, I want to take you back to 4 different places that we went in the region, all beginning up at Sardis Lake in Oklahoma. It's been a long time since we've been there, and not very many times do you see me have to hand over hand bring a fish in, because that fish swam around the motor, around the power poles, and I had all kinds of a circus going on. We follow that with a trip down to Lake Buchanan for some good striper fishing, the lowest that lake has ever been in recent years. Then we went down to Galveston for our first ever flounder gigging trip, show you a little highlight from that, and follow that up with a trip up to Lake Ouachita in Arkansas. First trip there in over 20 years, caught a really good bass and a few stripers there as well. I hooked a fish on a buzzbait the very first thing, and the fish turned around, ran straight under the boat and got me around the prop. Look at this. Got me around the prop, and I'm having to hand over hand this fish in. It's a good fish too. Good bass. There. How many times do you see that? Good grief. What a fiasco. Good bass. Good sized fish right there. Got to be careful with them because they will get a hook in you real easy. All right. There's a Lake Buchanan special for you right there. Just a good striped bass. That's really what I wanted to catch. You see him?
I see him.
Where is he?
Right there.
I want to see him. I want to see him.
Right there.
Get him.
I got him.
I got him. See if we can get him up here in the boat. Here he comes. All right, we got one.
All right.
Hey.
Nice
all right,
fish.
let's show him for these folks. Let's turn him around and show the other side of him there. There is a nice sized flounder. Hold him out here in front and let her get a good look at it. That's a good one right there. Lake Ouachita is a huge lake, and the water is just absolutely gin clear here. Got him. It's a good fish. That one hit a Strike King Tour grade football jig. Don't jump off, just stay right there. There we go, nice bass right there. Just a good Ouachita chunk. And I'll show you all the equipment at the end of the show, but this is my first time to fish that football jig. and I love the way it bumps along rocks.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's and our last of the season Lone Star Lakes Report, brought to you by Johnson's Fiberglass and Collision. Now I, along with the folks at Johnson's, would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Year's. We'll continue to keep you updated on fishing conditions throughout the winter on the blog at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Just click on my picture for all of the Texas information. And if you'd like to fish a little bit during this very, very cold weather, try the trout. Parks and Wildlife puts them in the urban ponds all over the state. You can find the info at tpwd.com on the web. You'll find everything you need to know about catching them and all the rules and regulations and where they've put them. That makes for a great winter fish in Texas. Or you can fish the power plant lakes. Other than that, it's going to be kind of slow across our state. Now, we want to say thanks to a couple of folks, including our producers and our camera folks, and of course Barry for letting us do this every year. And we want to wish Julie Dobbs all the best in her fight. Julie, you keep up the good fight. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Johnson's Fiberglass and Collision. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Port Aransas on Mustang Island, the fishing capital of Texas, where anglers enjoy pristine bays, estuaries, 18 miles of surf, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Plus the local restaurants will even cook your catch come sundown. Come fish and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit portaransas.org. Well, another season comes to a close, and it doesn't seem like that long ago we started our coastal coverage for 2013. And just as quickly, we'll start a new year in 2014. I want to thank this year's sponsors, the Port Aransas Chamber of Commerce, Forever Last Hunting Fishing Products, and Texas Outdoors Journal. For those wanting to fish this winter, there are some options. One of the very best will be around the jetties, where a variety of fish will seek out the deeper water around these granite outcroppings all up and down the Texas coast. Drum, sheep's head, redfish, trout, and sand trout are just a few of the species that can be caught. The bait of choice will be either live or fresh dead shrimp or live and cut mullet. If you want to fish artificial, then try a voodoo shrimp worked along the side of those rocky outcroppings. Now you can just about go to any canal front subdivision and you're going to find deeper water and some good fishing, particularly on the middle coast. Over the past few weeks, you've often heard me mention the Brownsville Ship Channel as a hot spot when temperatures dip. Well, the same can be said about the water in and around any of the ship channels all up and down the Texas coast. And don't forget the intercoastal waterway, the land cut, the area around Freeport, even around Matagorda and Port O'Connor are all good bets. Now, if you really want to be a little adventuresome, make a long distance run offshore on one of the party boats on a tuna trip to one of the floater rigs. Whatever you do, layer up your clothing, be safe, and stay warm. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides each day. I'm Bill Olson, wishing each of you a very Merry Christmas, all the best in the new year, and hoping to see you on the coast.
The final episode of our 2013 season rolls along, taking a look back at some of the best highlights of the year. We went to Table Rock Lake up in Missouri, one of my favorite bass fishing destinations. Did some fishing with Stacy King, my good friend from there. Caught some nice spotted and smallmouth bass. Look at that. There is a Table Rock smallie right there. Look at even how dark he is on his belly right there. That fish is, look at that. That's a dark colored fish. Big spotted bass.
Let me lift him.
Let me lift him. There we got him. Look at this.
That's a fat spot, man.
Oh, mercy.
He
We
ate
also
that
went
jig,
to
didn't
Lake Calcasieu down on the Louisiana coastline for some great saltwater fishing with Captain Kevin Broussard, and we caught some of the biggest speckled trout we've ever caught on the show. They got the big lake, Lake Calcasieu, and then this big marsh right here
There's
behind
64,000 acres of Cameron Parish Federal Wildlife Refuge back here, open to the public.
Wow, some of the most amazing red fishing and speckled trout fishing anywhere in our four-state region.
Show them the mouth of that big baby.
Old
There
yellow
you
mouth
go.
right there. How about that? And right now I want to show you just a little highlight from our first trip down to Lake Somerville near Brenham, Texas. I fished all day long, Finally hooked a big bass, got it right to the boat, lost that fish, was heartbroken, thought I'd never catch another one. Guess what? 15 minutes later, another big one hit. I've switched gears completely, went to bass fishing, and something has hit my crankbait here and it feels like a good fish. It is a good fish. And just in this instance, I pulled my net out just for this very thing to happen, and look at this. All right, there is you a Somerville largemouth bass there. Balled up in the net, and he's got my Strike King Series 5 crankbait. I think I can, there we go. How about that? There's you a nice chunk right there. Well, that shows what else is in this lake. We got good largemouth bass here. Gonna let this one go back here pretty quick. Summertime, we don't want to stress him too bad. See you there, buddy.
Hey, some anglers get out and dare the snow and ice and frigid temperatures just because they've been cooped up so long. They're going stir crazy and they got to get outdoors, and they know they have a remote chance of catching a fish. Other anglers are dying for this time of year. They've been waiting for it all year long, and they know they can catch lots of fish. A good example of the latter is Chuck Justice. I talked to Chuck this week to see what was going on in McGee Creek. He said just this past few days, he and a client caught more than 80 fish, caught them all on a LaRue tattletale worm about 25-30 feet deep, fishing it on a 3/8 ounce shaky head. Interesting to me was that Chuck said the best luck is actually dragging that shaky head right now with very little shaking. He said that way you can cover more water, it's a more subtle, constantly moving approach, and it really is appealing to those bass at this time on McGee Creek. Now, he said the fish on McGee Creek right now are in the transition, going from a crawdad feed to a shad feed. Hey, it's been a lot of fun this year. I've enjoyed visiting with you on the TV and on the water. I hope you have the happiest of holiday seasons. We look forward to seeing you in spring of 2014, and always remember, you can't catch them if you don't go.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Mercury, the official outboard of the Southwest Outdoors Report for 11 years running. By Academy, right stuff, low price, every day. By Tracker Boats, fish the finest. And by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Our 2013 season was a really good one here on your Southwest Outdoors Report, but we're finishing it up with a big bang. How often do you see the Bass Tracker Pro 170 with a tarp on it and about 6 inches of ice and snow piled on top? Not very often here in Texas where I live. Hey, we're going to show you a few more highlights right now. We're going to show you a big blue catfish that was caught by my friend and our resident expert, Chad Ferguson. He's a trophy blue catfishing guide, and you're going to see more of him in the coming years on our show. We're going to follow that up with the biggest bass maybe we've ever caught in the 11-year history of your Southwest Outdoors Report. Caught it early in the season in the spring down at Lake Austin, right in the city limits of Austin, Texas. But first, I'm going to take you up to a little Elmer Thomas Lake near Lawton, Oklahoma. I was fishing alone, no camera person in the boat. In fact, nobody else on the lake. I had my little GoPro suction cup camera stuck to the windshield and captured this bad boy. How about that? Man, there. There's a toad right there. That's a good 6-7 pound bass, something like that. Let him go back.
I had to really downsize these baits quite a bit, and the fish are just barely tapping at them. There we go. All righty. It's really important. You can catch fish on anchor in the wintertime fishing for these big blues, and you can catch a lot of fish, and the reason I'm drifting today is because of this front. But you know, that's common fish. You can go out and catch 20 of those in a day a lot of times if you want to go out and catch some big catfish.
There we go. Oh, good one. Big fish. Got her. Oh, baby, look at this. I may just have a new favorite lake for you right there. We got water all over the lens. 10 pounds and 5 ounces. How about that? Or 10.2. There, they finally locked in. 10 pounds, 2 ounces.
Hi friends, this is old Cajun Phil for your Fox Southwest Louisiana Fishing Report. You know, this is our last report for this year. Captain Kevin wanted to be with me, but he just called, tell everybody. He said hello, and it was been a great year, and you want to catch you some speckled trout or redfish, come on down. He said this morning, keep in mind friends, it's only like 7:30 in the morning right now. He's already got a limit of 20 redfish. That's a 4-person limit. He's already got 15 speckled trout. He's hoping to catch another 20, 25, and he's also got 8 or 10 big old flounder. So right now, saltwater fishing is fantastic here on Calcasieu Lake. Remember our number, friends, in the off season. I'm Cajun Phil. The number is 337-540-5530. Or just send us an email at cajunphil@hotmail.com. We'll give you a report whether it's Delacroix, Hopedale, Shell Beach, Venice, here on Calcasieu Lake. We'll tell you what's going on, either bass fishing or white perch fishing, or either speckled trout, reds, and flounders. Right now, fishing's really good all across the state of Louisiana. You know what? It's been a great year this year. We're looking forward to being back here with old Barry Stokes next year, bringing you the Louisiana Outdoor Reports right here on Fox Sports Southwest. So for Captain Kevin, this is Cajun Phil, saying happy fishing, may God bless, and we're going to see you folks right here next year.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Lubes, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strength Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing.
Welcome back everyone. It's time now for our Whataburger Ask the Pro question. Your chance for advice from professional anglers. This week, Jake in Texas writes, when should you fish a football jig? For the answer, we asked 7-time Angler of the Year, Kevin Van Dam.
You know, there's a lot of jigs available on the market today, and each one is designed for a specific purpose. Just like, you know, a golfer has a lot of different clubs. You know, football jigs have become really, really popular, and there's a reason for that. You know, if you're casting a jig and you want to keep good bottom contact, you know, the design of that football head doesn't allow that hook to roll, and it makes a lot of noise down there with that head banging against the rocks, kicking up the mud and things like that. So if you want to cast a jig in deep water and drag it on the bottom and have a good feel of what's down there, there's nothing better than a football jig. That design is not going to let that hook tip over. It's going to, every time it comes up to a hard object, it makes the back of the jig stand up, so it has more action, more liveliness than a standard jig, and is going to be a great tool for deep water. The downfall with a football jig is typically they have a lighter wire hook and a softer weed guard, and that's designed for those long casts that you make with it when you're fishing in deep water to get a better hooking percentage in the fish. So if you're fishing in really heavy cover and things like that, that's where a flipping jig comes into play. You know, it's got a head design designed to penetrate cover, it's got a heavier hook in it, typically a heavier weed guard, and it's going to be better for that situation. So make sure you pick the right jig for the right situation.
Thanks, Kevin. If you have a question to ask one of the pros, go to southwestoutdoorsreport.com, follow the Ask the Pro link, and send us your information. Enjoy the holidays, everyone. We'll see you right back here in March next year. Now let's find out which big fish photo wins someone a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
Thanks very much, Julie. Time right now for this week's Costa Catch of the Week winner. Congratulations to Jason Barber of New Orleans, Louisiana. Jason is showing off a 20-pound redfish he caught out of the Biloxi Marsh down in Louisiana. And if you would like to still send us your big fish photos right during our off season, you'll be ready to go and eligible to win a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses when the 2014 season kicks off. All you have to do is go to our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. On the right-hand side of the front page is the Costa Catch of the Week area. Click in there, follow the instructions, and you could be our next winner. And if you'd like to see all of the Costa frame and lens styles, go back to that front page of our website, click on the Costa logo, and you can see them all, including this month's frame style of the month, Tuna Alley. Next up on our final Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature for the 2013 season, I just want to express my gratitude and thanks not only to all of you who are fans and watch our show each week, but to all of our fine partners who go right along with us to the lake every time we go, from our boat partner, engine partner, trolling motor, line, lures, rods, reels. We have got some of the best products in the entire fishing industry. You can always go straight to our partner's latest gear by going to the front page of our website again and clicking on those logos right below the latest episode. Hey, right now I want to take you to a few of the things that didn't exactly go like we planned. We have a great team of reporters. We travel the entire region. We get to do some of the best fishing, but sometimes bloopers and outtakes just happen.
I don't know that I've ever rocked a bun before. Hopefully I don't look like a boy.
Hey, one other thing I'd like to mention. Wait a minute, say the name of the lake for me one more time. Nackanich, all right.
Up.
Ah, crap, he got in the brush. It is the newly opened lake, I can't remember the name. Welcome to Lake Nackanich.
Hey, Carolina rig around.
Bugs out of here. Go away, Bugs.
Out of Port Isabel, long bar and
Bass Tracker Pro Team 160, no, it's a 170, dumb butt. Fish as a 3-pounder in Lake Nana. Finally, in closing, I'd like to say one quick word about the upcoming holiday season. I am one who has respect for and will even fight for your right to believe whatever you choose to believe. However, as the host and anchor of this show each week, I think it's fair that you know what I believe. And I believe in Christmas. Yes, I believe in the lights and the decorations and the music and the food and the gifts and the fun, all of those things. But even more important, I believe in a Savior who came to earth. His name is Jesus, and He came to save broken people. And I'll be the first to attest that I'm one of those broken people, and yes, I'm broke down and I need a tow back to shore. Hey, I hope you have fun this holiday season and this Christmas with your family and friends. Hey, don't forget to join us next year for the first episode of our 2014 season beginning in March, and we will have all the information with the launch date and times right on the front page of our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. You can also click on the YouTube logo and catch up on all this past season's episodes archived there. And be sure to stay up with us on our Facebook page. Just click on that Facebook logo where you'll get photos and video and fishing news and all the big fish that get caught. But most importantly, we'll be giving away some great gear from our sponsor partners on some Facebook sweepstakes. Just keep up with us either on the website or on our Facebook page. Hey, we'll see you next year. Till then, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Merry Christmas, y'all.